Hello, beautiful people. Moths and butterflies. Yes, it's just one of my schoolroom props that I use. Anyway, since I am Dear Dana with the dragonfly, and someone decided that you guys were the butterflies, I think that's probably a pretty good idea. So if you want to be butterflies, you're butterflies. Because I think everybody's probably looking to go through a metamorphosis of some kind. To bloom and fly and grow and always go on this journey. Yeah? Hello, Vintage. Hi, Shan. Thank you. Yeah, thumbs up. Like and subscribe. And before we go further with the show, let me do my intro. Here we go. Now, I'm hoping that many more will join us, but nevertheless, I'm very, very pleased at the people that are already here. Beautiful Shan and beautiful Vintage. Who else am I missing? Anybody yet? I guess not. I'm blind as a bat. I decided to do a part 2 of this because we needed to help a friend of ours last week. And I'm always here to help someone that needs it. Hello, Queen Bee and JC Bear. But that being said, there was a lot that was left out when I wanted to talk about, can we really manifest in our life? And I do believe that we can. Now, that does not negate our faith in any way. It goes hand in hand. In my studies, in my background, in my own spiritual journey, I do believe that science, faith, and if you want to say religion, not that I don't have some religiosity connected to myself. I believe religion is more so connected to what you need as a human being. Your spiritual self is more what you're connected to with your creator. If that is your choosing. I say God. That's my choice. And I honor and respect whatever your choice is. But I more so believe that religion is man-made, for lack of better. But let me go back. I believe that science and faith are not separate. The more and more I study, the more I feel like they're connected. So that's where I come into talking about, can we manifest and hold on to our faith at the same time? Yes, I do believe we can. I believe that they are partial and post with one another, but I also believe that you have to work along with it. You can't just say, ooh, I'm going to manifest and I'm going to kick back and wait. No, it doesn't work that way. Hey, Vintage. Hey, Paranormal Witch Pixie. Hey, Queen Bee. Oh, my beautiful people, friends in here that I have met along the way. So happy that you're here. Again, it is completely possible. It's just when you decide that you want to manifest, it's a commitment of sorts. You can't just be like a weekend manifester, for lack of better. You've got to be conscientious of your life and choose to be mindful. Now, are you going to be in that space 24/7? No, because life is going to happen. Things are going to get you down. You're going to have moments of depression or anger or just things that are going to be a rough day. But you have to be mindful of it and decide not to stay there and get back on the road and get back in gear. That's where it goes. Hey, Vintage. How are you, gorgeous? I'm so glad everybody chat today on here. Hey, Paranormal. Bear hugs all around. Yeah, love those bear hugs. But again, you get yourself back on the road. That's what's key. And you learn to use the tools that you discover along the way. You also have to learn to get yourself back into a high vibe and learn how to feel that vibe in your body. Now, I know at some point in my life, younger, it was easy for me to be in the blue zone, to feel sad or melancholy and get addicted to the, I don't want to say addicted, but easier to sing the sad songs or be in the blue zone or to write poetry or things when I was in that mood. Like you will hear some artists say, it's easier for me to write music when I've had a breakup. It's easier for me to be artistic when I'm angry. It's easier for me to write a hit when this has happened. And I can't write when I'm happy. Well, maybe that's working for them. So what they're saying is when they feel successful, they're stuck. That's sort of back-asswards. A lot of us are always sort of struggling. A lot of us have been in the space of paycheck to paycheck or getting knocked down after knockdown. And we can choose to stay in the mindset of, well, I know this is going to be my life, or I know this is never going to happen, or I'm not going to be one of those people, or this is never going to happen to me. So do you hear the pattern of speech that we adopt and easily tell ourselves all the time? At some point in our life, we adopt that message. And we just easily tell ourselves that. Whether it be out loud or internally. Just easily. Probably on the daily. And you think, whoa, if you think about it, how often are you consciously or unconsciously throwing yourself that kind of message? I would really like to know. JC Bear made a bedtime recording for the, oh, that is so sweet. He made a bedtime recording for the kids. I bet that was beautiful. Bear X recorded me reciting Good Night Moon and sent it to Willow to play for the kids. That is precious. You know, you could do voiceovers, JC Bear. There is a site that pay people to do audiobooks, to do voices for record or the audios for books people have written, and you get paid. You need to look into that. So sweet. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. I was clicking and knocked myself straight out of the room. It's a Dana thing. For sure. Anyway, back to bringing things into our life, manifesting. We easily give ourselves negative messages. And I would think the majority of people do that. And I'd like to know why we so easily do that. Were we raised that way? Or do we feel that's what we're worthy of? Where are we getting these messages from? Curious to know. Because that is the bane of my existence. When I try to help people or connect with people, that is a replaying problem that I hear. Shan says, because it's easier to put ourselves down than to give room for someone else to put us down. Maybe, but I see it starting with little kids a lot. My voice is recorded on a massage chair in Japan. Creepiest job ever. Maybe it's easier for us to put ourselves down than to hear others. Now, I have heard kids make jokes about themselves that have been bullied rather than to hear other people do it. I have seen that happen. Or a lot of times comedians will do that. That's why you see comedians go into business of comedy, because they've been hurt or made fun of or been bullied or what have you. So they'll become a comedian, make jokes about themselves or others, especially about themselves, to beat others to the punch. But if we learn to shift that, you'll have magic in your hands. People don't even realize it. And some of the ways that I can help you with that are tools that help sort of reprogram your brain. And I'll throw out a few and we can discuss more when I drop the link. Now, we have all heard about, please, baby Jesus, don't let me forget the name of it, about vision boards. Yeah. Where people take boards and you cut out words and pictures of things that you would like to see be in your life. A person might put a luxury apartment or a certain amount of money they'd like to save, or a picture of their child because they'd like to have so much money saved for college, or take a family trip, or a certain vehicle, or they'd like to lose weight, or let's see, what would be some other things. They'd like to, like for me, I'd like to start the foundation, just various things. And they put it on their vision board and put it in a place where they have to often see it on the daily. Particularly, they might do a vision board for the year 2021, for instance, and put it in place where they have to see it all the time, every day, and visualize what they'd like to see come to fruition. And what that does is you see it on the constant, and it sort of puts it in your cloud, for instance. The cloud, you know, we put stuff in our cloud space for our computer, but our unconscious is like our cloud. It processes all of the information we take in all the time. And seeing the vision board, whether we know it or not, helps us to unconsciously work toward those goals. And on a higher level, on a whatever your face is, on a face level, helps see I would say my angels help me work toward that goal and put me on that path, open certain doors, close certain doors, to help some of those goals come into fruition. And what you're likely to find is after that year, a lot of those goals have come to pass. That's why people do vision boards. Another way to do this is scripting. And what you do is you take a notebook that you don't write anything else in, And each day when you wake up, let's say that your goal is to be out of a tiny, tiny cramped space into a luxury apartment or a little home of your own. So you open this special notebook, and each day you write in the notebook as though you're already living in that home. You go, I woke up in my bed today and I'm looking around my bedroom and this is what I see. I'm so happy and I feel so grateful that I'm in this bedroom in the home that I wanted. And I'm going into my kitchen and I make coffee. And here's my stove with my granite countertop, and I'm looking out into the backyard where I see my kids playing. And each day, you just write an excerpt of what your life looks like in that home that you live in, or what your life looks like in that day of what you envision your life looking like and what you're manifesting. It's like you're writing a script of the movie in your mind of what your life will look like and what you manifest. Am I making any sense? Hello, Miriam. So glad you're here. Hey, she's throwing down the butterflies. I like seeing it. If you're happy to be here, throw down the butterflies. So it's like a script journal. You're throwing down the vision of what you want to occur by writing yourself a script, scripting. And it's sort of processing your energy in that direction. So it helps you move in that direction as well. And it lifts your energy up. You get what I'm saying? It starts making you work on a higher vibe. And you look at it in the morning for a minute, and you look at it at night just for a minute. And what you can also do is, it's called, I wrote myself notes because I don't want to forget, because I've got the MS brain sometimes. I forget words, I forget things. I don't want to do that. So you can have a special object. It's called oh dang it, don't forget. I wrote it down. But of course, it's like an artifact, for lack of better. It can be a special pen. This is one I use in class as a reward. But it can be a special pen or a notebook that you put special sticky things on that looks like magical. It's like a magic item, right? It's an artifact. A magic artifact that you might find in Egypt or something somewhere. But it's just something that's magic to you, and you only use it for that purpose, to write something down, a goal that you are looking for. It could be one goal or many goals. And you just treat it as a magical item, for lack of better. So when you write that goal down in that special notebook, you can use your special pen or your special notebook. It will feel to you like something special to you, high vibe, that you're writing your goal down in, that you're visualizing in, that you're projecting in, that you're working toward. So when you open it up, it has that energy to it. And you know that it's just something precious to you. I don't know how to explain it. It's not a woo-woo thing, but you're treating it as something sort of like Harry Potter, if he had his magic wand, right? The magic is within you and your connection to God or the universe or to your creator. So when you're taking this moment, it's sort of like that connection and that intention. But all that the pen or the special notebook represent is that moment to you. Does that make any sense? Or am I just blathering? Jamie says, I think, Dana, maybe someone I could talk to about everything I've been through the past few months. Yeah, just not tonight. I would be happy to talk to you, just not tonight on this forum, because I want to stay on topic, sort of, because I want to be able to get the rest of the information out. Does that make sense? Unless it's about this topic. I remember one of my sculpture professors explaining found art and explaining it was a manifestation of an interior idea. Exactly. And another thing I can explain to you, like when someone is writing music, okay, they may be at the piano and not know what they're going to write. And all of a sudden, they will get like divine intervention. And the music will flow through them to their fingers. And you will often hear a musician say, I don't know where it came from. All of a sudden, the music just came out of me, like I had some help. I was looking to write a song. I had a few thoughts. I was stuck. And all of a sudden, all of this music just came. The musician was working and had some ideas. Their intention was there. Their intention was clear. They knew what they wanted to do. They were putting in the work. Their faith was there, but they were just a little stuck. Are you feeling me? And then all of a sudden, the music came. It takes all of the pieces sort of working together like a clock. You remove one of the pieces, like the person isn't clear of intention, or they're not putting in the work, or they're releasing the faith, and the clock's not going to go. Are you feeling me? That's what I'm trying to explain to people. Manifestation is not magic. I mean, tiny bit is. Because if people knew what a spiritual connection can be like, and they would be open in a bigger way and step outside of themselves. Look, it's not to say that I haven't had a crappy day. Not today. That I haven't had crappy things happen in my life. That every day's been sunshine and flowers. I'm human. Things happen. Look, you know some of it. You guys have had some crap happen in your life. But that aside, I have had things happen in my life that if I could explain all of it to you or let you experience some of the good or inexplicable things I've had happen in my life, you would never want to get stoned out of your mind or take a drug ever. Because I have had such things happen in my life that there is no high that could touch it. You don't need drugs to have amazing experiences. And I'm speaking from the core of my being. For instance, I was on Fem's channel the other day, and the last 3 times I've been on there, like the last month, my dad's birthday was in March. My birthday is this Saturday. And my son always played keyboards. Music was something he connected with. He was handicapped. But he would play beautiful melodic tones. And the last few times, keyboard sounds would come through my headphones or come in between the recording. It wasn't coming from any of us. And we would hear it. And this last time, it was happening again. And I could feel my son and my dad. I could feel my son. And Natalie, Fim asked me to sort of go into a meditation and ask him for confirmation when he do it again. So I did. And of course, Kim's phone went off and it dingled. And at first I thought that was it, but it wasn't. So I continued to meditate, and Noah, or I know it was Noah, we know it was Noah, but the keyboard sounds happened again and again and again and again. So we get off of the recording, and I talked to Kim Pyre about, is he here? Thought I saw someone say his name. Hey, Kim Pyre! I'm about to drop the link soon. So as I spoke to Kim Pyre the other day about noticing things in your surroundings, I went to walk to the mailbox after the recording because I'm looking for my check from the government, It's not here yet. So I went to the mailbox, and I was going to walk around the yard, and I came in the house, and what did I get? I took a picture of it. I said that got the confirmation from my son. So I got an envelope, an early envelope, because it wasn't my birthday yet. It's still not my birthday yet. Like I said, it's on the 3rd. And I got an envelope right after the recording. The universe is an unusual thing. And I opened the envelope. Please tell me this is it. And I got this. I got a card, and it says, sending you love on your special day, with love from your VOA family and your angel Noah. This is right after the recording, okay? And what was in there? Angel earrings. I don't know if you can see this. And a bunch of little glitter bombs. But it said from your angel Noah. Literally right after the recording. So, the universe and others that we're connected to have a way of getting signs to us. So, the reason I'm saying this to you is that's not about manifestation, but it is. I'm trying to show you that so many things are connected. We are all energy. And again, you have to make this a committed journey. There are other things I'm going to show. Paranormal Witch, Vintage says to Paranormal, do you think spirituality is part of human resonance? I do. Shan. Oh, how are you, gorgeous? That's to somebody else. Trying to hit some of the comments. Okay. I believe because it comes from you, no one else. "15 minutes with Dana, and she will guide you to peace," at Jamie B. Aw, thank you, Shan. I think I'm trying to switch my gears a little bit. I do still want to, almost every musician has said that at one point. I still want to touch on psychology type things, but I'm being guided the most strongly to get in the realm of the spiritual things, because that is where I am strongest. And I tend to shield a little bit because I guess the scientific part of me wants to say, hey, this is what I know. I'm a psychotherapist. I don't want to get too far in that realm and be known as this and that and the other. But, I am able to give good guidance to people. And I don't give guidance that is harmful. The universe is acknowledging that you are not alone and they are with you. Yes, of course. Always. But so much of it is faith. If you hang on to, I can't, I don't, it's too hard, it's this, it's that, or the other, you're living in the dark zone. You're getting sucked into the negative, and you are in the belief system of, I can't, so you don't. And you can't. If you believe that you can't, you can't. Hey, Trey, one of my favorite people also. But anyway, I'm going to drop the link because there's so many more things and techniques that I want to share with you. But again, tonight I want to sort of stay on topic because I don't want to forget anything, because I do want to be of service and give you content that's going to help you. There it goes. And I was listening to meditation to raise my vibe and to raise the vibe in the room and bless all of you guys and girls. And then I switched to Lizzo before I got on here. I have to admit, I had to go to Lizzo. Yes, I did. Wah, wah, ooh. Wah, wah, ooh. Wah, wah, ooh. Blame it on the juice. Too bad we can't play it in here. I wish I could. Did it drop? Yes, it did. Now, I said the right thing, the avatar. So this is the other thing. Create yourself an avatar, such as a pen, or let's say you have a bobblehead on your desk, right? So you create a goal that you want, and you get as clear as you can on that goal. I mean, girls and boys, be specific. Be specific. Because if you are not specific, you will probably get what you want, get what you needed. It may not be exactly what you wanted because you weren't specific enough. Capiche? Let's say you said, I want it to be super successful and make X, Y, Z. Well, you might get super successful and make X, Y, Z, but maybe you hate that job. Because you were not specific enough. Are you hearing me? Be super clear. So when you pick that goal, be super clear about what it is. Write it on a piece of paper. Your avatar can be a bobblehead. It can be a special box that you have that you put that goal inside of. And so you're saying, okay, I'm writing this goal down. I'm very clear about what it is. The avatar represents your spirit, your core self. Are you hearing me? So whatever that avatar is, it is a representation of your core self. So write that goal down. Be very clear and specific. Don't let it be a greedy goal, meaning a self-absorbed goal that it isn't about a need or your greater good or those around you. Do you hear what I'm saying? But it can be a goal about money or success and things like that. It can even be about a vehicle, but don't get so far off track. It's just about things. You get what I'm saying? It can be about something small to test it. It can. But write your goal down and be super, super, super clear and specific, and put it in the avatar that represents your core self. It can be a little box you decorated. It can be a bobblehead of Yoda. Okay? It can be a certain crystal. But either put it under the thing or in the thing. And so you're saying, okay, here's my goal. I'm putting it in my avatar, under my avatar that represents my core self, and I'm giving it here. I'm giving it to my avatar. I'm releasing it. Then you breathe and you keep your energy high and you work toward it and you're kind to people, right? And you go forth fearlessly and with faith. Say that 3 times fast. You move forth Ooh, that hurt. You move forth fearlessly and with faith. Yeah. And you do you, boo. If you start having crap in your day, do your conscious breathing. Readjust your energy so your day gets a little better. That's for you. If you are feeling angry towards someone, unless it's something significant, like you have to go to court or whatever, but if you're feeling anger towards someone, try to readjust your energy and send that anger back to them. Why? Why do you want to hold on to the anger if they're the ones that did something wrong? The anger is punishing you, affecting your body, your spirit, your emotions. Send it back to them. Do something to adjust, right? It's about, you're going to have to do these tweaks all along. Nobody said it was easy. Some of these, sorry, idiots that talk about manifestation and try to make it look like instant magic, do not trust that. Don't trust that. It is an investment in yourself. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about do the work. I have to do the work all the time. I am not perfect. I get upset. I start TTing sometimes. If you want to know what TTing is, does anybody remember when Toyota had to do a recall on some of the cars because the brakes went bad? And so many people were wrecking, and the cars were going too fast, and they would spin out. My mom TTs over the most minute things I've ever seen in the world. You would not believe. The things she should be spinning out over, it's another subject. But she TTs over like crazy stuff. And I'll say, Mom, pick a corner, choose your battles. Don't TT over the fact that the toilet paper's purple. I mean, it's that kind of stuff. But sometimes I will TT when there's too many things going on. And I have to readjust, pick a lane, and pick what is the most important thing I have to deal with right now. And I have to buddy up and punch that thing out of my way and go next. You have to readjust every day. Get back into your calm space. That's why we talk about meditation being so important. Everybody's like, meditation. It's not all about that. Find your way of doing it. I had to find my way through when I went to graduate school. And I had to be trained in it. And I had to be trained in hypnosis. I used to think that was the most boring thing I ever heard of. Seriously. Until something kicked in. And I made this spiritual connection. And I mean spiritual, to where you feel it. You feel that connection in your forehead. And you sort of step out of yourself in a way. And it was the coolest thing I'd ever felt. And then there you go. It takes practice. It takes trying to release control. Everybody wants control of themselves. They're afraid of losing control of themselves. But what they really don't realize is when they're meditating, it's a practice, it's a sense of control in a way. And it opens you up to vast things. There is another way of being able to manifest in your life. But let me put a note in there. While you're on this journey, don't entertain and invite unnecessary negative energy. And I have to say, why would you? Why? That includes standing on the sideline if people are fighting with their words, with their body, with their thoughts, whatever, in real time. I don't care if it's online, in person, on the street, in your family. If you do not have to be a part of it, disconnect. At your schools, on Facebook, Twitter, all of it. If you do not have to be a part of negative, unnecessary stuff, I beg you to disconnect. Because it does not serve you in any way. And I'm not being a prude when I say that. I'll slip a cuss word here and there. I'm not perfection. Trust me. But don't immerse yourself in idle negativity if you don't have to. I'm not saying don't enjoy, a crash movie or crime stories or what have you. I'm just saying in live, real time, negative chaos. Why? It does not serve you. It does not serve your energy in any possible way. Vintage says, anger is a form of depression, isn't it? Do I need to stop enjoying vengeance? Now, come on, Vintage. Vintage. Vengeance. You're being silly right there now. Vengeance can be fun when you're younger. And it might be enjoyable at that moment. But it doesn't really serve you. Anger covers up depression. It's a mask for depression. A lot of times when you see people angry, okay, let's take an example. Jen Shaw, okay? Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm going to throw down the link again. Somebody might want to talk about that with me. I don't know. I got to take a sip of Coke. Sorry, Coke Zero. And Jen Shaw, on Housewives of Salt Lake City. The epitome of anger. Having tantrums left and right, taking a pound of flesh off every other housewife this season, acting cray-cray. She is in so much trouble. She has been laundering money, allegedly. Well, she was arrested, so I guess it's not allegedly now. Laundering money and what was the other thing they called it? She was using people online. What? Wire? I don't know what they called it. Anyway, she was using people and giving out leads to other people and laundering money, etc., etc. And she got busted by the HSI and everything else who'd been watching her. Okay? And her little associate, Stuart Smith. Wire fraud. Thank you, Kempire. He did a story on it today. What would I do without Adam and Kempire and Shan and the rest of them? Anyway, she was so angry and off-put this whole season and erratic and trying to blame it on everybody else and being Miss La times 10. And now you understand why she was so angry and crazy. The heat was on her. Apparently, they were coming down on her while the season was still going. But, of course, I don't think most of the ladies knew it. But she had to act down on somebody because the stress had to be times a billion, right? So she was probably depressed, anxious, scared, everything else. Kempire says, Jen literally created all of that negativity surrounding her. Amen. She did. So she's lashing out at everybody, and she's so angry, but underlying all of that was fear and being scared and probably internally running for her life. But she's filming. So you see, anger was masking it. Anger was just a mask. That's what people do when things are going down and they're not happy. They're angry. They take it out on people. That's why men that, the A word, their wives, they are depressed or they have some kind of mental health disorder or they're sad or what have you. Jen literally created all that negativity. Yes, she did. Anger is always a cover for something else. Anger is not an emotion that is able to hold its own, ever. If somebody's angry, there's something else going on. Well, you can say the same about depression, though, really. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So there we go with anger. But you see, if you're watching something that is low vibration, low energy, explosive, dark, angry, negative, how does it make you feel? Makes you feel heavy and brings everything down. And as a result of that, it's like a domino effect. So even if you weren't in the fight, it's already affected you like the plague to some degree. And you take that home, and you may not realize it, but you're going to act out in some way or the other to your environment or those around you. You are. And do you really think you're in a state of being to manifest anything that way? Nope. And nope and nope. You're not. So then you're 2 steps back and you're having to rework to bring your energy back up, put yourself in a good headspace to be able to manifest the things you want. But even with that work that you're doing to put yourself in a good space, think about the residual things you're doing when you're doing that. You're putting yourself in a good health space, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And just like the domino effect with the negativity, there's also a domino effect with what you're doing with the work you're trying to do with manifestation of your whole life. You know, we're manifesting all the time and don't know it. You're trying to manifest when you go to work and you save your money for retirement. You're saving that money so you'll have something to live off later, or you'll have money for your child's college. You're trying to manifest that to happen. Manifest is the word, right? Or you're trying to manifest that you can live in Europe when you retire. You get me? But we make it easier when we rewrite that word or that phrase that we're holding in our body. Just like I told you, someone I talked to recently had the thought in their body that ultimately they might live out their life alone. That was, and I've heard many people say that, many, that was the script, for lack of better, they had written for their lifetime. That's the script they're writing. Chunk that damn script. Sorry. Why are you writing that script? Why? You're in charge of that. If you're writing that script, that is what you're going to get. Why do you want that? Well, I don't want that. That's just what. No, that's not just what you're going to get. You're doing that to you. You are doing that to you. Change the narrative. You can feel deep within you something coming. I can feel when certain changes are coming. And I can generally feel when they're good or bad. I can feel when some of my goals are coming. Let me tell you, years ago, it's crazy. The human me, never in a bazillion years saw me doing YouTube. Never. Trust me. Look, I used to shield myself from seeing myself in the mirror, seeing pictures of myself. I still don't like it. When I first started teaching online, it just made me a wreck to know that they could see me and I could see them. And I had to get over that. Okay? It's just a thing. Just don't like to watch myself. And be that as it may, in a bazillion years, I never saw myself being on YouTube. And then one day, I had this weird flash after Noah left that I was going to be doing this Dear Dana thing. And I thought, that is just as crazy as it comes. And I had done a Dear Dana column years ago where people would write in with their problems and I would answer them in a publication in a book. So I thought, I would like to do that, but I never saw this. But anyway, I saw that flash of the whole YouTube thing. And I thought, heck no. And this was a few years ago. It was just like a flash in my psyche. Fast forward, and we're here. And I'm here. Do I still get nervous every single time I'm about to come on? Yes, I do. 100%. Until I start seeing you guys and I'm familiar with you and I'm comfortable and I like you and I care about all of you, then I'm fine. But right before I come on, my heart's going a million to nothing. I kid you not. But oddly enough, that flash came to fruition. Now, I wanted to do a Dear Dana column again and help people. And that was my goal. Apparently, I was not clear enough. Are you hearing me? I was not clear enough. Because this is where I ended up. And I'm just going to keep pushing forward in hopes that I can help people in whatever way I'm supposed to. Seriously. So what I'm telling you is, I'm hoping that you will pick one right now. Don't go with a bazillion goals for the moment. I want to do a project with you, and I'm asking you to pick, for the moment, one important goal. One for the moment. Maybe two, and I'll tell you about the second in a moment. But the big one for now is one. And I want you to write it down. And I want you to be super, super clear about what that one important goal is. I mean, very clear, crystal clear. And go over it again tomorrow, in the morning, and at night. And become more clear about it each day. And either use your avatar that represents yourself, or use your Harry Potter. Did you hear me? Harry Potter avatar, like a special notebook that you put special emblems on that is only for this purpose, or you use your special pen and write it in your special notebook. And just really look at it each day and make sure you're crystal clear about what that important goal looks like. And I want you to look at it morning and night. And you can even use scripting if you have time each day and write about it as though it's already occurred. And when you write about it, I want you to feel those feelings that you would have if it has already occurred. For instance, Kim Meyer, you may not know exactly what direction, but you have a strong idea of what yours looks like for the most part. You would feel it as though it's already occurred. You're in it. You're in it already. Each day, if you're scripting, yeah, I'm already in this job. I left the other one. It's going great. This is what it feels like. This is what I'm doing. This is what happened today. Man, X and Y and Z happened. This is where I'm living, etc. You have to attach that emotion to it. The emotion is important. For it to feel real, attach the emotion to it. Become it. Feel it. Be in the moment with it. Whether you have to touch your hand when you're feeling it. Remember what I said about being in the moment? Not going to the future behind. If you're scripting about already having it, already being there in the luxury apartment, in the successful job, whatever it is, in college, in that relationship, you have to feel it and be in the moment with it. So I want you to touch your hand or something to make you in the moment with it and literally feel the emotions with it. as you're scripting. The other thing you can do, like someone else just used a whiteboard. They didn't use a special notebook or pen. They wrote their goal on a whiteboard. Here's what I'm going to do with my goal. I'm going to write a goal, okay? I'm going to use a different notebook, but for now this is going to serve as my goal for you to see, okay? It is about to be April. Saturday is my birthday. April to May, May to June. I have, 128 subscribers. I can't talk right now. Subscribers! So by June, 300 subscribers. If more, super. More is possible. 300 subscribers. Man, my mouse doesn't want to talk tonight. More would be awesome. But 300 subscribers by June 3rd, my brother's birthday. I'm April 3rd. My middle brother's June 3rd. My little brother's December 3rd. Can you believe it? No accidents. And Noah was born early. He was born July the 8th. And he was due September 21st. No, sorry. He was born July the 8th. And he was due September the 12th. But instead, he left the earth September the 12th. Now, you have to admit that's unusual. You get what I'm saying? I'm finally to the point that I can talk about things, about Noah, and remember more joy and not cry at the drop of a hat. So I know I'm getting through the grayness. There are only two emotions, love and fear. Anger is just a symptom of fears, yes. Well, there's joy. Jen literally, oh yeah, I'm backing up too far. Now, to go on with some other things. My notebook is too far back. Forgive me when I look at my notes, but I just don't want to forget. Use some. Now, there is a girl that when she wrote a goal on her whiteboard, she chose not to do a vision board. Let's see what. Okay, wrote that. She chose not to do a vision board because she didn't want to put a million goals on there. She did a whiteboard and she would put one goal at a time because she wanted to focus on that goal. And each time she put that goal and focused on that goal, it came to pass. She put her energy on that goal. So, here is, now I also, call me crazy, I also like to connect with my angelic troop. That's what I call them. That's what I choose to call them. Makes it easier for me. And yeah, I do believe in angels. So, there are different, and we won't get into all of that, okay? But there are different levels of angels, believe it or not. There are. There are angels that are like 9 to 10 feet tall. Yeah. And there are runner angels that will literally run ahead of us to try to assist human beings on earth. Now, we have free will all day long. Unless our lives are in jeopardy, we are not allowed to be impeded upon unless we ask for assistance. Did you know that? Hold on. Unless our lives are in jeopardy, because we have free will. That being said, if you ask for assistance and it's something small, runner angels will generally help. If you ask for assistance and it's not for our greater good and it's something bigger, we're not always going to get help if it's not in the scheme of things, okay? If it's something bigger. Anyway, backing up. If you ask for, here's the little thing you can do. Before you go, and maybe it's a way of manifestation, okay? Let me put that out there if it makes you feel better. If it makes you feel better, baby, do what you want with this experiment, for lack of better, okay? But still, I call it runner angels. But I will go to a place like in Atlanta if I have to go to the doctor. And it is so insane when you go to Atlanta in the middle of a workday and you have to find a parking place. Let me tell you. So I don't like to deal with that. I will, before I go, close my eyes, meditate for a second. I will ask for assistance. I will visualize the building I'm going to, and I will ask for there to be a parking space very close to the building for a few reasons we won't discuss. But I can walk and everything. Let me just preface with that. But I will ask for there to be a parking space close to the building for time's sake and everything else. Visualize the building. I'll visualize the area and I'll ask for a parking space. I don't care if they're pulling out when I get there. I swear to you, every single time, I kid you not, and we're talking impossible to get a space, every single time I will get a space right there at the building. I will ask for there to be a space at Christmas time at a Walmart close to the building before I get there, and I will visualize, and there will be a space. Try it. You have to be open. You have to have faith. You have to visualize, and you have to ask. Don't believe me? Try it. It's another form of manifestation. Take it which way you want it. Okay? You don't have to believe it's an angel. You can just ask the universe. Okay? But get into that space, say a prayer, visualize it, ask for there to be a space close to the building. A parking space. Be super uber specific. Try it for yourself. Once you start learning how this works, and you see the small things, maybe it will open you up. Hit that thumbs up when you came. Thank you, Shan. Now, if the normal everyday human being heard me talk, they would probably think I'm crazy. But that's why it takes opening yourself up and trying these things yourself. Don't just take my word for it. And it says like Jacob's ladder. I don't know. I don't know about that necessarily. I don't know. Is that similar to the four realms of the creations? Well, we're going a little beyond where I can go tonight with that. You know what I mean? Now, there are wonders beyond our perceptions, just like there are universes beyond our perceptions. There are universes beyond universes. There are some scientists saying that we have forms of us going on in another universe in the future. I don't know. Do we? I don't know. I mean, it's something to ponder. I don't know. We just don't know. We are a tiny, tiny piece of the universe. But once you get into that space where you know that your energy, your energetic levels, your vibration is rising to a certain point, you can literally feel a change in your body. Either there's a pressure in your forehead, there's some kind of physical change going on, you've got goosebumps, there's a different kind of calmness, there's a release. You can start with dancing in your living room, singing, doing the conscious breath work if you can't sit down, yoga. Go to YouTube and pull up, look at the different guided meditations. Plug one in your ears when you're going to sleep at night. And if you fall asleep, okay. That is a good way to get your brain acclimated to be able to settle down when you hear those certain tones. So when it's daytime and you begin to hear it, you don't get monkey mind, where your brain's jumping all over the place. You get me? You have, like a child, like a toddler that's bouncing off the walls and wants to get into everything, you have to train your brain. And it's doable. It just takes time. If you're always saying, I can't, I don't, it's not possible, that's not how I'm made, I'm this, I'm that, you're already throwing up the stop signs. And you're already creating the narrative in your mind that certain things aren't possible. And that's why it has not been possible for you. So, in order for it to change, you have to go outside of the box. And just like learning to ride a bike, you have to do it again and again and again and again until something finally clicks. And it will. I assure you it will. If it did for me, it will. This is a girl that many moons ago, I didn't like to sit still and read a book. I had to be active. I was always into athletics or some kind of activity. I had to be on the move, doing something new, learning something new. And no, I'm not bipolar or, one of those bouncing off the walls. I just like to be active and actively learning and everything else. And it wasn't that I didn't like learning from books, just to sit there and read a story. I never liked this Harlequin romance and all that crap. Sorry if anybody likes them. I like the movies, okay? But as I learned how to settle my mind, things changed. And I'm a really patient person. But you have to choose and decide. If you want things to change in your life bad enough, you will walk through fire. You will do what has to be done to get there. Am I right? You have to be hungry for it. You have to go inside your own spirit and shed the ego, so to speak, and not care if other people think it's weird or dumb or whatever. You really have to shed your ego and be willing to take another kind of trip, not a drug trip, not an alcohol trip, but something that's beyond just your humanity. And you have to be willing to grow in such a way that it is not about your ego. Because if you go and you're able to learn to manifest, when you learn to manifest, it's about you, your soul, and every living thing around you. Because you succeed and you grow and you thrive and you, what is the word I'm looking for? You become successful in all ways. And the reason you're successful in all ways is because you also pass on your success and your knowledge and your ability to thrive to those you encounter. You don't go up the ladder alone. You don't step on people to get there. You bring people up with you. Does that make sense? Hello, R. Patrick. I think a lot has to do with age and living life. You learn. True. And sadly enough, I think some people think, well, I'm past 30 or I'm past 40, so too late for me. Wah, wah, wah. That is so wrong. That is way, way wrong. Because if that was the case, I would have been hanging up my hat now. And, the odd thing is, and I'm 100 years old. I'm about to be 101 Saturday. But if that was the case, I would have rolled over early on. I do not feel my age, my spirit, my soul, my emotions, my energy for the most part does not feel my age. So why should I hang up my hat for anything? Aw. Great job, Dana. God brought me here. Thank you so, so much. I don't know if you're Carlton or Dana, but thank you. And I like the name Dana, by the way. But again, it's all connected. You cannot do this alone as a human being. You have to be connected. Oh, Dana. Hey, Dana. You have to be connected to something greater than yourself. And let me tell you, it will be like nothing else. I mean, there was a time I felt like Job. But I knew, even through the rough, there was going to be great. So don't roll over. If you are alive and breathing, you are still capable of doing great things. You are still capable of making a difference in the world. You are still capable of sharing knowledge and touching someone and making a difference with another human being. We are all brought to learn lessons and to leave some kind of legacy for being here on earth. That is my belief system. Make sure I haven't forgotten anything. When you're trying to manifest something in your life and you're working toward it and you're connected to something greater than yourself, you have to understand this is not about perpetuating wealth, greed, chaos, or being absorbed in yourself. Jana says, ascendants here now, they're just referred to white fluffy clouds overhead. Said, kingdom is here, no one left behind, vibe and love higher 5D. I think that's what she said. Ascension is time. This is about expansion. You have to be dedicated to your journey and your focus. This is always about what connects you to others. And about, positive energy and raising people up. Always be clear. Work towards your goal. Trust your process. And be thankful. When I'm teaching these little kids that I teach every morning, this is something that I did. Because a lot of them will throw negative things out, and I know they've heard it from their parents. Oh, that's sweet. Positive light of love, heart, love all. That's so sweet. Thank you, Dana. They come in with negative messages, so I made all these little kids go around and, oh, thank you, Dana, and go around to each kid and said, like, for instance, there's a kid named Araya, and she said, hi, Araya, the thing I like about you is, blam. Hi, Mike, the thing I like about you is, and each kid had to go around to each kid and look them in the eye via, the computer and tell them what they liked about each other. And I wanted them to be able to build their emotional intelligence and be able to communicate. And their homework this weekend was to be able to do the same thing, look family members in the eye, and tell them what they liked about them. Hi, Cat B. Because I felt like it was important to do that, but also think about how it raises the energy in the family without them even knowing it. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what I've done unconsciously. But nobody's teaching these kids these things. But I'm kind of walking in the back door trying to do it. So as people trying to manifest the good and positive things in our life, that's part of our responsibility. I'm going to drop the link again. Hey, Kat. So I'm about to wrap up in the next 15 minutes or so, and I wanted to see if anybody has any questions about the ways of going about this. Now, you can even use your mirror to write a goal on and focus for yourself. But I like the other ideas about scripting or writing a special notebook or having something that represents yourself as an avatar that you can put in, or using a whiteboard. And the little piece of homework I gave you about the parking spots. But before I go, I wanted to know if anybody has any questions about the things that I gave as suggestions. Da 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 da. I just thought it was important to throw those things out there. It's not as hard as it seems. It's so easy to fall into old traps of being stressed and just falling out and stressed and being exhausted and negative and gripey and complaining to people. And we need to get all of that energy out. Yes. Get it out and exercise. Hit a punching bag. Dance. Write. Talk to a friend. Complain. Give yourself an allotted amount of time each day to get the negative out of your body. You have to have an outlet for that. But after you do, just regroup. And then work on filling your cup back up. Back up, back up, back up. Self-care. Take a good bath. Take a good shower. Listen to great music. Do soothing things. Meditate. Exercise. Go watch the water. Go to the park. Do things that soothe your soul. Build your energy back up. Listen, and I'm not trying to beat you with religion or anything, but when we pray, we are asking, right? When we pray, we're asking. When we meditate, we're listening. Listening for answers. We need to listen more. Right? Sometimes we don't listen well enough and quiet our mind. Everybody take a very deep breath and hold it and breathe out. Good. Take another very deep breath and hold it. Excellent. And take another very deep breath. Hold it. Blow out. When you take this next deep breath, I want you to imagine that you're just bringing in blinding, beautiful white light that's moving through your body like the ocean, scooping up all negativity and toxins, all that doesn't belong, moving through all of your organs, bringing healing. Inhale. It's rolling through your body, scooping all that doesn't belong, all negativity. And as you blow out, I want you to blow out all that negativity. One more time. Inhale all that healing white light. Hold it, visualize it, just covering all through your body and around your body. And rolling and scooping up all negativity and toxins. And as you blow out all that negativity. Good job. Just take another deep breath. Excellent. I hope that I have brought you a little bit of knowledge, that I have helped you in some way. I am so grateful and appreciative that you have taken your time to be here, and that I have given you some content that has given you a little bit of seeds of knowledge in some way. I invite you that if you have any everyday problems, something bothering you, you need some objective advice. Again, my background is as a counselor and psychotherapist. I'm not going to take you on as a client, of course, but if you need someone to give you some objective advice, either drop a comment below or send me your problem in a DM at Dear Dana 3 on Instagram. If you do not want your name to be shown or spoken, I will give you a fake name or keep you confidential and give you advice here on Dear Dana. So just let me know. I'll help the best I can. Always open to help. Again, I will not be your counselor or therapist on here, but I will give you advice. I'm very grateful for you being here. I appreciate everybody that comes and spends time with me. I'm sending out big love. I hope to see you Saturday on my birthday show. Please like and subscribe. It helps me greatly. I want to meet that 300 subscriber goal by June. Yes, I would like it to be more so I can have a community page, which takes 1,000 people. But I would at least like to have that 300 subscriber goal by June. Anyway, I'm talking all over my tongue here. I think I've talked too much tonight. You all are beautiful. I love you so very much. Have a great night, and I will see you on Saturday. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye. Take it easy, breezy. And we are out. Here we go. I can't find my... Oh, there it is.